Square was really at their stride. Hironobu Sakaguchi and his team knew what they were doing. This game is very well constructed. We're going to be playing this for 2 hours. We're very close to the end of the game. We're on Disc 4. So we'll see how far we get. I might show off the Ozma fight, but not actually attempt it, because it would take a long time to go and do the little mini game where you have to go and find all the friendly monsters. Yeah, I think I was in the middle of doing that last time we played. So I'm going to bail out on that plan. I will at least show what he's like. Go get on the Chocobo Air Garden. Hold up, wait a minute. Oh, no kidding. Hi, Ben. Probably won't beat it today. A good chance I'll beat it tomorrow, though. I think that Chocobo before it shows up on the mini-map. Hold on. Alert. Let me get my kitty you done. Boot up now. We have to go to the Shimmering Island. That was our next major step. Mognet, Desert Palace, Earth Shrine, Chocobo's Air Garden. Okay, got it. Northeast. There we go. Dead pepper. Yeah, so I'm just going to show you this boss fight that I'm going to get creamed at so you can see it, and then we'll go ahead and progress the main story as far as we can take it. Yeah, until you come up with a sprite you want to use, Darkstar. Congrats on 240 watched. You get a little chat badge at certain tiers of time watch, so it's 1 for 30, 1 for 60, 1 for 120, and then at 240 you get to decide whatever sprite you want. And notice a couple people like Kami, Hapax, Leon, Mega Man, Burner have them. Mine for Fish. Examine it. Ready. I don't think you should. Now, this is the game's super boss. He's a bit easier than a lot of other Final Fantasy super bosses. As a nod to nostalgia, he has 65,535 hit points, which is the maximum value of a 16-bit integer. I think that's right. 8-bit is 255. So it would have been the maximum hit point value back in the SNES days. It's appropriate given that this game is essentially... you can't hit him. That's why you have to fight the friendly monsters, so they let you attack him from range. The game is a lot of Final Fantasy nostalgia in general. Yeah, I can't do anything about actual Twitch chat, but the chat that's displayed in the stream is where I can give custom badges. There you go. That's that's Ozma. He's a cool spinning orb monster. The game doesn't really make any effort to explain why he's there or what his deal is. He also shows up if we play Theater Rhythm in the future. He's one of the bosses you can run into. Hades isn't too bad. I can probably deal with it. I guess like Kami has the paladin icon from Final Fantasy XIV. Mega Man has the Mega Man X 1-up symbol, as evidenced. Alright, let's progress the plot, shall we? Leon has a Jupiter Djinn from Golden Sun. Let's hit the Shimmering Isle. My burners is Dark Knight Cecil. Wait, did it already bust open? If it did, then I should bring the Gold Chocobo here. Yes, it did. Maybe I'm supposed to go to the Aoife tree next. It's only been, what, 3 weeks since I played Final Fantasy IX last? Someone knows once you get the Invincible, the airship that I have right now, is it the Aoife tree you're supposed to go to after that? I'm gonna go bring the Chocobo to where it was because there's a, I think that's where you get the ultimate weapon. I'd like them to do a Final Fantasy world, Buckin. I guess, would you call it, Radiant Garden / Hollow Bastion is, like, lightly implied to be that, but there's not enough Final Fantasy characters there. Yep, I'll get to it. It'll probably be a while. I might try to do some of the other related titles. Shin Megami Tensei and all that. Do we have all the chocographs now? I think we did. Steiner would be pretty great. Although Tetsuya Nomura, the creator of Kingdom Hearts, has said before that he's hesitant to include characters from franchises that he didn't have any artistic supervision over, which is why you didn't see any... The only Final Fantasy characters you saw in Kingdom Hearts 1 were from Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 10, which are the ones that Tetsuya Nomura was the artistic director for. It wasn't until he got some pressure that he added Setzer and Vivi into Kingdom Hearts 2, and didn't get he got quite a bit of flack for his design decisions there. There used to be an island here. We're looking for some bubbles that we can dig into. I think they show up as bubbles on the map. I'll look up a chocograph map here in a second if I don't see it soon. Setzer's from Final Fantasy 6. We gotta find exactly the right spot. Just use it in a random spot. I think it's like right here. Yeah, go for it, Darkstar. There we go. 10 Aquamarine, 1 Ultimate Weapon, 1 Maximilian, 1 Invincible card. So that's how you get Zidane's Ultimate Weapon, and just about all of the secrets in this game are from the Chocobo Hot and Cold minigame. We're officially done with it. There is nothing else to be done with Chocobo. So we'll be going in and retiring him. We're going to go grab the Invincible, and we're going to move on with our lives. We're going to assume that our next destination is the Aoife tree. I think that's correct. Cat is trying to get into an open drawer and pull everything out of it. Oh, I didn't mention, I got my TwitchCon badges if you want to see what they look like. Going to that next week, Friday. We'll see how it goes. I have low expectations. I probably won't take any video. Maybe I'll bring the camera just in case. I'm going to be taking my motorcycle there, so I don't have to fly or anything. It's in San Francisco. Yep, you can get Arc from Hades. You have to have 2 pumice pieces. I think you get one from fighting him, and another one you just get earlier in the game. Go find it. Forest to bed down in. Go. We'll equip the ultimate weapon, we'll save, and we'll get going. Main story. Look at that. 100 attack. High on the list of things that I'm talking about. I don't like Eden, because the summon animation is really, really long, and I have PTSD for having to spam the boost button. Final Fantasy VII introduced a problem in that it wanted to have these really awesome, like, movie-length cutscenes for when you summoned big things. Final Fantasy VIII exacerbated the problem by making it so that when you summon something, they were like, oh, well, if there's going to be a long animation anyway, let's give you something to do. Let's make you spam the square button as fast as you can. And boosting ended up being a pretty stressful mechanic. I think 9 corrected the problem by offering the short animation option in the menu, which makes it so that the animation is the short version about 90% of the time, but it's the long version the first time you see it. That Aoife tree at. There's like extra Aoife tree routes all throughout the world too. It's kind of a clever way to keep you from going back to certain maps they wanted to block off. Part of why there's multiple discs, they wouldn't have to store everything on a single disc. I think it's over here on the left. Yeah, let's take it. Overshotted. Yeah, exactly, Megman. It was a cool idea in 7. There's something I need to iterate on a little bit and figure out what they wanted their solution to be. There we go. Cool graphics cutscene. If you're all tabbed, you want to tab in and check it out real quick. Silver Dragons under Akuda's employ. I probably won't give a shit, Darkstar. We'll see. Is that like a game mechanic of like picking your waifu or whatever? All ships clear a path. Sid is unfrogged, being all ultra helpful. Because if there's a romance mechanic, I usually try to put some thought into it. It's like Mass Effect. Nice body block. I see. Looking out, Beatrix. I really like the whole like Shakespeare, Midsummer Night's Dream, Comedy of Errors way that those two got together. Or not Midsummer Night's Dream. Much Ado About Nothing. I like blue mages in general. I had a blue mage in my party all the way through to the final battle in Final Fantasy V. Quina is among the weaker blue mages though, based on her mechanic, where she has to eat the enemy to learn its ability. And then a lot of her skills have been pretty fairly nerfed just based on how much they cost to use. Vivi is still frozen? And when that happened, then let's undo that. How do we do? So it might be the same tidal wave that my dude Leviathan is on here. I like dragons, I like wrists. Flare, keep stealing. We're not going to worry about getting all the steals from enemies anymore. Try doing a group Curaga. That wasn't necessary. That might be necessary. That counterattack. 4,800 damage is your ultimate weapon. It's usually one of the silliest looking final weapons in a Final Fantasy. If you count Kingdom Hearts, the ultimate weapon in that one, like top it, it looks like a big like dead fish. The final Keyblade. Which FF game had the best summons? I guess I got a place in my heart for 7. I really like 10's implementation, where like the summon replaces your party and you use them for a few turns. That was pretty novel. I'd be excited to see them return to that kind of style. They were really cool in Final Fantasy XI, the MMO. The way you had to go about collecting them was really cool, the way you combat was fun. They were pretty underwhelming in 14. This dragon is a minion of Kuja, who we learned is kind of like the brother of Zidane, the main character. And Kuja and Zidane are automatons. They're constructs that were created on this other planet that was dying, created by this old dude named Garland. And Garland's deal has been to go to a planet, eat all its natural resources, and like move the souls from that planet to his little constructs. We're trying to break that cycle. For whatever reason, Zidane didn't end up fulfilling his purpose. He didn't be a monster-killing machine that Garland wanted him to be. So he's a plucky hero who likes women and likes protect his friends. Obsidian was a really cool Keyblade. I don't think so. Yep. That's just working. Sometimes the whisper function doesn't work, but that's not a fault of my bot, it's a fault of Twitch. The whisper system is really inaccurate, very unstable. Yeah, that was a cool one. I really like the idea of the Keyblades. I trust you guys have all seen the, well, for those of you who've beaten Kingdom Hearts 2, you've seen the secret cutscene at the end with their concept for Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know what Extra Life is. What is it? Nobody wants to know what it is. That might kill Amarant, we'll see. Slash thing will kill Amarant. Gold dagger can pick everybody else up. This game meets the kind of classic Final Fantasy issue of getting really weird in the last 5% of the game. Pretty straightforward story until you go to Terra, and it's like, okay. Oh cool, it's kind of like a Child's Play thing. Yeah, I could do that. See what I'm doing on November 7th, but... It's a Saturday. Check with Andrea. Cool. So close, Luigi. Yeah, go for it, Darkstar. I don't know if I'll be able to do it since it's on a weekend, but if I can, I'll certainly give it a try. Be worth considering either way. Well, the Apocalypse Sword is useful. Sanguine, I just saw that you subscribed. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Sorry, I don't have a alert set up yet, so I was just checking my email while I was watching that cutscene. Thank you very much. I will send you a message with some details about the perks. Discounted voting, get to add a game to subblock, all kinds of cool stuff. Thank you very much. If any of you subscribe until I have an official notice set up, feel free to point it out on stream and chat so I can thank you. Memoria, place of memories. I have no choice. So this is your final dungeon in 9. I think it's quite likely we'll beat it tomorrow. So whatever game has the most votes on this list. I rented Legend of Dragoon when it came out, and I enjoyed it, what I played of it at the time. That was many years ago, though. It is on my list to play on stream at some point, and it counts as a good game. Whatever game has the most votes on that list at midnight the night that we beat Final Fantasy IX, so probably midnight tomorrow night, will be what replaces it next week. If we beat it before time tomorrow, we'll just fill it in with like more Mass Effect. It'll give me some time to prepare for the next game we're playing. Tenting it up. I did. All the Mass Effect 2 DLC is really good. Can't say the same for Mass Effect 1. Bring Down the Sky is really cool, but the Pinnacle Station one was pretty bad. It was all combat. For some reason, doing that doesn't do anything. Yet anyway, I guess. I'm guessing I can give them a button or something to donate for whatever hospital I pick. Roulette. Ouch, insta-kill. Ironmons are nasty in this game. Final Fantasy staple of flying airball monster. I think there's Ironmons as early as 4. It might be earlier than that. There's like the very first battle in the game of 4 is the automated one on the Red Wings airships. It's against an Ahriman. Here's a Pahonix down. Alright, how's she doing on stuff to learn? I don't need Berserk. Probably would never cast it. Learning boost, I think. Almost has it. I feel like you probably should learn auto reflect at some point. Is someone else learning it? Doesn't look like it. HP plus 20% of them. Pretty happy with what everybody has equipped right now. Probably what I'm going to take in the end game. This is one of the Final Fantasy titles that doesn't give you any way to manipulate the random encounter rate, which is too bad. 7's in the same boat. 8 you get Diabolos. And I think you get an armor you can equip in 10 that lets you do it. It looks like Baphomet. What's up, Baphomet buddy? I'm in your face. I don't think Flare passes through Reflect. Yeah, I can hear that bucking. Comes that Mega Flare. Wasn't enough? Stop is nasty. Counts as death if it happens to everybody. Probably need to give some people like protection against death. Protection against stop. Finish him off, right? Kind of a trick to keep the death counter from ticking. You just go into a menu when you're on wait. There we go. Is it just cause 3? I saw some people playing that at PAX in the Square booth. Square owns Eidos now, which is super weird to me. There's a while there where Square was the one that needed the bailout. Life. Let's do a Mass Curaga. Let's not do a Mass Curaga, it'd be a waste of MP. Let's make some folks immune to the nastier things, so we definitely want to be immune to stop. I don't think we can be immune to death in this one. Healer. What does it actually do? Nothing important. Probably never going to physically swing with him. I want to keep accuracy plus, his accuracy is not the best. Mario Maker is probably the newest one I've done, yeah. I wanted to do a launch day stream of Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, but I didn't have the 3DS capture kit in time. I had the game, but not the kit. I'm looking forward to doing more launch day games in the future. Really excited to do a Zelda Wii U launch day. We'll do the Triforce Heroes game as well. Now we're looking Chimera. Chimera, right? That's what I thought. Bethesda has their weaknesses, but yeah, they've never made a bad game where everyone just said this is trash. I need to give some people antibody as well, because they use an ability called Venom. It's like a super poison that comes with the stop mechanic. I think that being immune to stop doesn't protect you from being hit by Venom. Oh, cool, Mega Man. I think I have you followed, but just in case, I'll throw it in. Either way. They hit little DPs in Chaos, too. Next time y'all speak up, little D and Chaos, I'll throw you a follow. Alright, see you, Vion. Imagine if I had Holy? I guess that's why you'd use Echo over Dagger. I'll have the regular schedule all next week, except Friday I'm out for TwitchCon, and technically Saturday as well. I'll throw up the auto host if y'all wanted to check out some of the other great streams on here. Oh, hey people, I just saw you in chat. You don't have to respond if you're lurking, but I wanted to thank you for the retweets you've been handed my direction. I appreciate that. I'm really bad about Twitter. I need to pay closer attention to it. But now I kind of rely on Twitch to auto-tweet out when I start streaming, and sometimes that gets messy. I think there's another shop for the So same as Sanguine, usually it'll retreat me too. I appreciate that, man. Venom Breath. I think it just hits one person though. Yeah, that's the fear. You get hit by that, you're essentially stopped. You can game over if the whole party gets hit by it. Check out this Deception series, like I mentioned the other day. I didn't realize there was a Deception 4, let alone 3 other ones. Rockstar described it as a more morbid adult Home Alone. Hey, welcome back, Vion. There's a little stumpy dragon head. Man, this guy really doesn't like Vivi. Or he really likes Vivi. I'm throwing everything at him. I think he still gets XP if he's venomed. No, it doesn't wear off outside of combat. Yeah, he does. Okay, good. Cool variations of stat selects on this one as to whether or not they give you XP. There's one that specifically just keeps you, it doesn't do anything during battle, but after the battle's over, you don't get anything. No XP, no AP. Random boss fight, you just walk into it. Nothing on the screen to give you a heads up. I understand that for Final Fantasy IX speedrunners, the most dangerous event in this entire game is coming up here at the very end of the game on Disc 4. Yeah, so this is Merilith that we didn't actually get to fight. There was a part earlier we had to go fight the 4 Chaos Guardians. They're like the 4 elemental fiends, and they're a direct reference to a similar set of fiends in Final Fantasy 1 for the NES. It's like Lich, Merilith, Kraken, and the Wind one. Wind's like a dragon, maybe? Ouch. And earlier in this game, there was a scene where we were supposed to go kill them all simultaneously. I'm pretty sure there was a cut content there that they originally planned to have 4 dungeons you had to do. They ended up just having the 3 bosses fought via cutscene, and Zidane and Quina take on the Earth boss, and that's the only one we actually participate in. The Dark Elf? Maybe you're right. I thought it was like a wind dragon of some kind. Deal on the flare. One of the games where black magic remains relevant for a really, really long time. Shit. Probably gonna kill it. The way that effect works is that if you move once you've been hit by it, you just die. But it missed! Ha ha ha. Lucky us. Yeah, I have high hopes for Star Wars Battlefront as well. Saw some trailery things for it at PAX. Pretty cool. Oh, he doesn't use Phoenix Down Ranger. I don't remember that. That's a dagger, right? And you can type !SP to see what your actual rank is. Looking forward when they stop releasing games simultaneously on PS3 and PS4. I feel like I get why they do it, but I think it's bad for the health of the newest generation of consoles. There are only a few games I can think of that are truly exclusive to Xbox One and PS4. Cast Reflect on himself, what a bud. Use Dagger to cast Reflect on BB, and the BB can bounce it off himself. SP. Whack. Punch. Punch. Air Reflect, right? Make sure it's actually cast first. Oh, okay, so it turns out that Flare just bypasses Reflect in the first place. Today I learned. Now I know. I think that removed his Reflect. Chakra is pretty sweet. It's basically an ether. start using Amaranth as a chakra engine. Hey Spiky, how you been? Heck yeah, Dark Energy. Very useful. There's a lot of bosses that use Reflect, so typically the standard thing to do to deal with that is to cast Reflect on yourself and then bounce it off yourself onto the enemy. There's even an effect you can learn that makes that do extra damage. This is a I'm gonna kill myself ability, but I think I was smart enough to have Amaranth use auto life on somebody. But we would have been okay anyway. Are you playing it for the first time, Dark Energy? Yep. Mm-hmm. I like how they introduce it to you with a boss fight in FF4. It's a cool way to teach you the mechanic. Have an enemy use it. I keep Amaranth on chakra duty. Mega Scissors is a tough fight. Graphics, crazy cutscene. Like the crazy cutscene. Bahamut versus Alexander. You weren't there. Awesome. Well, you mentioned Final Fantasy IV. What other Final Fantasy titles have you played? Do you have a favorite? Oh wow, secret save point, look at that. Who'd have thunk it? Remember that's there too. Also switch party members from there. Yeah, Atlas is a pretty trustworthy developer, I've noticed. They make very long games, I've noticed. Which is fine. Four was your first? Yeah, same here. I played 4 after playing Earthbound. Earthbound I rented on a whim because of the giant box, the one that's behind me. Not knowing what I was getting into. Fell in love with JRPGs and then started playing the whole Final Fantasy series after that. Interesting. I think 10's a good game. Took a while to grow on me. It's very different. I see not liking 11. It's an MMO, and 14 the same way. 13 I couldn't get further than maybe 2 or 3 hours into. They just didn't feel right. I don't like the titles where Sakaguchi, the original creator, is not involved anymore. 12's a decent game though. It's very different. It's set in Evilise, so it's almost like a tactics game. Single player MMO tactics game. It's a cool story there. Yeah, I used to only want to play long games, Mega Man. I don't like the really short campaigns, but sometimes games are long for the wrong reasons, if that makes sense. I feel like Okami is a reasonably long game. Like, it's all new mechanics and stuff. It's never like fetch questy. Ooh, I don't. Yeah, please post the link. I do own a Final Fantasy II card. 6 is my favorite of the series. Thank you for asking. It didn't register. Can you repost it to Imager or something? didn't come up. Oh, cool. Nice. I've only heard the legends. Interesting. Zidane was there? Oh, I guess he was in the eyeball ship. One of Garnett's memories. Got it. She's in this Eidolon, like, summoner city. It was being destroyed by Garland. Garnet was like a baby put on a ship like Superman to escape. Hey Andrea, is that in-flight internet? Oh cool, that one worked. Oh, that's awesome. That's a really cool looking cart too. Awesome dark energy. I am jelly. Maximum jelly. That's a big eyeball. Your memory, not Garnett's. Are you serious, Andrea? Oh, that sucks. You better get that job now with all this bad luck. She got a flat tire on her rental car on the way to the airport. AMA 4043 is my wife. Yeah, I guess it is good, like, if you get a lot of bang for your buck on a game, it's worth having a long game. I just wish that games would be justifiably long. Like, I feel like Final Fantasy IX is justifiably long. It's a solid 50 hours of main story content. Okay, got you, Andrea. Were they official productions from Japan? Dark Energy? Like, did Square put them together, I should say? Yeah, Rune Claws. Upgrade. That's what we're talking about. Boss fight, saved pretty recently. Tiamat, that's the other one. Makes sense. Flare. There's a Panacea on Amarant's. Oh, interesting dark energy. They sound comparable to like the R4 cards for the DS GBA. What a jerk! He's over my strength. I'm even trying to hear that. Wow. Very Game of Thronesy of him. Giant eyeball demon. I think Chakra now restores more MP than it costs to cast it. I guess we'll find out here in a sec now. How much does it take? 0. Eat it, Tiamat. He's Bahamut against you. Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon in Dungeons and Dragons. The good dragon deity. Tiamat's the evil one. Card game in 9 is much more complicated than the one in 8, to its detriment. Yeah, I had some kids in chat early on stream that kept saying that over and over. It was very frustrating, so I just banned the word. I forget what I was playing at the time, but that. It's not that it's hard, it's that it's inscrutable, would be how I would phrase it. When you play Final Fantasy VIII, it's very clear what the mechanics are, you know, outside maybe of the, shit, that's really bad. Yeah, Vivi's gonna have to pick everybody up. Hopefully he doesn't die here, hold on. Shit, game over. Yeah. Well, that tells us that we need to have body temp equipped for that fight. Good God. Anyway, it's that the rules of the card game in Final Fantasy IX are not obvious, you know? Alright, so we need to have two things. Everybody must have, not locomotion, but body temp equipped, which is what makes them immune to the heat status effect, which is what killed everyone there. Pretty nasty. Not screwing around. Do that at a minimum, and then I don't know if there's anything we can do to like try to absorb. We absorb wind would be nice. Finish learning auto life. We can give that to my girl. Absorbs water and wind. Cool. So she should probably get the ribbon, right? No, let's give her the rebirth ring. He can have the ribbon. He has revive ability as well. And let's see. We make room to give her auto life. Ditch boost. I mean, it's really good, but I'd rather her not die and just keep her to heal. The rest of the party can deal with the issues. 9's pretty tough. Yeah, Vihan, they just brought it back actually. They have some more aggressive rules. I haven't watched the new season, but I've seen some posts on Reddit when interesting things happen. It's how I consume a lot of media these days. But yeah, I guess they've added some rules that make it more interesting. They've banned the wedge bots that kind of dominated the series. Sort of like how sweaty dick punching has dominated MMA. There were these bots in BattleBots that were just like a little wedge, and they would just drive under your robot to flip it upside down and kill it. It was extremely effective, but it was incredibly boring to watch as well. Yeah. You don't really have to grind in this game. I haven't done any grinding so far. Now, hold on, that reflected, but last time it didn't. I don't know anymore. I don't know what to believe. Maybe it's that you can't bounce it off yourself, I guess? Who knows? I don't, Kami. I'm quoting a Penny Arcade strip. It is boring to watch. I didn't have to grind in Earthbound either. I've had to grind in like Dragon Quest for sure. I pretty much just went from point A to point C in Earthbound without ever walking around fighting things. It did just fine. I think it's a spell. I think it's just unique to Reflect. I mean, it could also have just worn off before you cast it because they're all hasted. Not impossible. Junkyard Wars was a cool show. That was the show where they put everybody in the junkyard and they were like engineers. And they were tasked with building something from scrap parts in a certain amount of time. Clever show. Usually not a fan of reality TV, but I thought that was a clever premise. It showed off smart people doing smart things. Oh, you have to grind all day in Earthbound Beginnings. Holy shit. That game is grindy as hell. But then again, just about every NES RPG is. It wasn't until around the Super Nintendo that they realized not to do that. Never saw Monster Garage. In all seriousness though, Kami, I feel like the thing that's broken about MMA is that grappling is king, right? Is that still the meta? They're like, okay, you know, no rules, every style goes. In that case, grappling will always win. Hey, thanks for the follow, Dark Energy. It's good to have you. So grappling is the equivalent of being a wedge bot in BattleBots, in my opinion. It's effective. I guess if you are familiar with it, it's interesting to watch, but from an outsider who's thinking of, like, you know, fisticuffs battling, it really isn't that at the end of the day. Oh, what dominates now? When did, was that true at one point, or did that change? You don't want to get your opponent to the ground anymore? That sounds pretty cool, Burner. I had to grind a lot in Dragon Quest VIII just to like keep playing the game. Like even to do the first boss fight, you have to do a bunch of grinding outside. Oh, interesting. Well, I take it back. My bad. It's kind of a natural meta shift, right? Where first time everybody comes together and let's just use any style, no rules. One thing dominates, and everybody tries to develop something to counter the dominating strategy, like balancing a video game. Iron Giant. Secret boss in Final Fantasy III. Oh, was Destroy Build Destroy? Was it a cartoon? Staying under a certain level. What's that all about, McMahon? And how is that like? How is that grinding? Is it just like running away from fights? I guess. Like that's contrary to this definition. Really? Andrew WK had a live-action building show on Cartoon Network? That sounds amazing. I'm not a gigantic fan of Andrew WK's music. I don't mean that to say that I really hate it or anything. It just doesn't particularly sing to me, but he just seems like such a genuine dude. He just wants everyone to have a good, safe time. Oh, I see, copy. Right on. Right guard. Alright, hopefully we'll do better against the boss this time. I'm not sure how speedrunners deal with this next boss. It's 2 bosses in a row now that have had a move that could very easily insta-kill you if you're not paying attention. Also have a bunch of ethers. We have a shitload of ethers. Yeah, I agree, Spiky. I never played Final Fantasy after years. It'll be a blind playthrough for me on stream. Maybe that's the problem, Kami. It's like, I guess like watching surfing. Like, I've been in the water enough to know that surfing is impossibly difficult, but if you like showed a child surfing, they might not get it. Might not see how challenging it is, how impressive it is when it's done well. Or like watching somebody pull off a crazy move in a video game. Like being familiar with the video game certainly helps your appreciation. Vion, that's a funny way to phrase it. There's a save point here would be really cool, but I don't think there actually is one. I don't know why this is on FARC. If you look up Penny Arcade MMA, is that a real criticism of the alternative now, where people are just kind of chasing each other? Let's give everybody auto life, how about? She already has it, but give her region too. Oh, interesting, I forgot that he does that. I think you actually take more damage from wind if you're floating. Intended mechanic. Give him anywhere to put him back on the ground if that happens. Might just leave her available to cast Kiraga and not use anything. Never be in emergency mode. Excuse me. I guess the fundamental disappointment of MMA is that you want it to be ha, but now we all are immune to your heat bullshit. Fundamentally, you want it to be like Dragon Ball Z. You want there to be like a loud sound effect when somebody hits. You know, movies have spoiled you on what real fights are actually like. Maybe somebody like overdubbed it with sound effects or something. I heard about the Kimbo Slice thing. Before it was truly mixed martial arts, it was just like, let's take these different martial artists who don't have a multidiscipline and see how they take each other on. Attack of the Show did Nerd MMA. I think there's a reality, like when you're watching two people attack each other, like if a guy punches someone in the gut, like there's no sense of hitting, so to speak. You know, you have to know, you have to have the awareness to know how much that actually hurt to register how much damage it dealt. If that makes sense. I think that's why like professional wrestling is so popular, because it dramatizes all of that. It essentially has sound effects. Right, it's a bunch of actors. Next to Flare, just keeping Dagger on standby to heal people. That went much better than the last one, mostly because of body temp. I want to be careful walking too far ahead without saving. Looks like all the save points are hidden from now on out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Spiky. Numbers are popping out of their guts and everything is fine. Pointing out that pro wrestling is fake is kind of a silly thing to do. It's like saying, dude, did you know that the Matrix is fake? Keanu Reeves can't really manipulate time or dodge bullets. Like, yes. I was privy to that. Another Iron Giant. They're not too big of a deal, it looks like. I'll just keep her on standby all the time. We already had an enemy use body temp, so we probably don't need to have that turned on. I'm wondering what the next big thing I might need to guard against. Has anyone beaten Final Fantasy IX in recent memory and remember what the next boss uses as its trick and how I can guard against it? The last one like inflicted everybody with heat, which wiped the party essentially. I take that back. Keanu Reeves is actually an immortal. It's a bad example. He comes from the before time. Inflicting blind. Way to go, Amarant. Schedule update. We're playing Final Fantasy IX for another 50 minutes. 5-0. We're switching to Mass Effect 2. I haven't seen John Wick yet. Is it good? I've heard very, very good things about it. Part of a series of kind of just fun action movies from last year. So we can at least assume it's unlikely he's going to use body temp, right? The next one's got to be the Ice Fiend. I think. It's ice. I don't think he's going to petrify anybody. I don't think it, maybe clear-headed. We'll just give people a mix of things so that we're guaranteed to not get one shot, you know. Poison's often a water elemental ability. Good as Mad Max, that's high praise. Maddox said that Mad Max was the last movie that ever needed to be made. Damn, you think there'd be a secret save point here? I don't know what these are for. They clearly do something. Oh, it's a ghost you can play in cards. Right on. Okay. Oh man, Mad Max Fury Road is outstanding. Very, very good movie. In a lot of ways, it's not just a fun, mindless action film. It is well constructed. It passes a lot of good storytelling tests. Perhaps most notably, it handles the concept of show, don't tell very, very well. A lot of recent movies have been very bad at that. Like, I love Marvel to death, but a lot of the Marvel movies are very exposition heavy. It's a good time, you should see it. Well, there's the old Mad Max movies, which are good. The Mel Gibson titles from way back in the day. I enjoy them, but I think that Mad Max is a different thing entirely. Shit, this is reflected, isn't it? Crap. Yeah, what's a bad Marvel movie? They've done some movies, but nothing that's just been like trash. Haha, you hit the one guy who's got locomotion. See what happens, Larry. You're not a fan of movies, Burner? I don't like music. Fantastic Four is not a Marvel movie, nor is any of the X-Men or Spider-Man films. Those are all owned by... Spider-Man is Sony, X-Men, and Fantastic Four are Fox. Howard the Duck wasn't even a Marvel movie though, right? Like, I guess when I say Marvel movie, I mean a movie that was produced by Marvel Film Studios. Should be more specific. I feel like I'm coming up on a boss fight. I haven't found a save point, I just found a card-playing ghost. Huh, in a way that games don't, Burner? Or no? X-Men 3 is pretty bad. X-Men 1 and 2 are really good. X-Men 1 and 2 were written by David Hayter, who's the voice actor of Solid Snake from the Metal Gear Solid series. He also wrote the screenplay as a Watchmen film. Haha! 1 and 5, killed yourself, thanks for the XP. At first Thor had a couple good scenes, like the scene where he like breaks the mug. This is good, I'll have another. Ah, right on, Burner. You know you're getting into a boss fight because like it zooms in way faster than normal. I'm anxious that one's gonna happen any second here while I'm walking through. Baphomet. Vivi's out. Is there anything I could do that's productive as Vivi? So I could cast Focus for when it reflect drops eventually. Yes. Although the movie couldn't possibly do the graphic novel justice, the movie ending, David Hayter's ending to Watchmen was like orders of magnitude better than the original. So much more elegant. Marvel's getting close, man. They're gonna have to reboot soon. There's too much shit in the Avengers universe. I think it's a bad idea for them to even try to have all those characters exist in one consistent universe in the first place. It's never gonna work. I can't possibly be interested in like a femme fatale spy and like a guy who shoots arrows when there's like deities walking around. And you know, Joss Whedon deserves a shitload of credit because he does a really good job of making them important in the movies. But he shouldn't be having to try so hard. Ooh, no, is it Alan Moore, Sanguine? Be cool. I was always interested in seeing. I kind of like that Watchmen was sort of in media res, like they're talking about. They're already old superheroes talking about the olden days. Oh, awesome! Shit, I didn't know Alan Moore had anything to do with it. Right on. I have not read them, and I should then. I think so. I think that a standalone Black Widow movie had higher potential to be interesting. I don't think it's the fault of Black Widow. She's an interesting character, and so is Hawkeye. But when you have deities moving around, unless if you're going to address it the way DC does, DC treats superheroes as basically being modern gods, and the story usually involves addressing that. 5,000 years ago, Terra tried to assimilate Gaia. There's already life on Gaia. This is the story we've heard about. Yeah, it was a really cool scene. Black Widow's an awesome character, don't get me wrong. They're just setting their storytelling up to be extremely difficult. Mando is saying DC has good villains and Marvel has good heroes. Neither of them have quite found out how to make them all work. I haven't seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've heard it's really good. Watched a couple episodes of the new Daredevil show. Venom. Girl. I've heard Gotham is fun, but it's like... it fails the show don't tell test. It's like, hey, that's Edward Nygma. Enigma. Man, what a riddle. Like... look, it's Selena Kyle. Meow. Beat you over the head with stuff because the audience is stupid. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, so, well, I guess there's no way I can get away with it. I don't think this is a major spoiler. I think this is like an episode 1, like, back-of-the-box thing. It, like, opens with Agent Coulson from the movies. Like, he dies in the first Avengers movie, and then they bring him back. Like, he gets resurrected at the beginning. He's a super minor character. He just happens to be in almost all of the pre-Avengers 1 movies. He's a cool actor, though. Luke Cage would be cool. Dude, that works for me. I like slow TV. I miss slow TV. Slow comic book stuff would be really nice too, because almost all of your comic book exposure these days are in these, like, you know, super dense, action-packed. Should have been a 30-hour miniseries, ended up being a 3-hour movie kind of a thing. Black Panther they could screw up if they're not careful. Heck yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch is Doctor Strange. Alright, we got to a save point before the next boss, just in case it wipes us. Oh, they've already cast Benedict Cumberbatch. If they hadn't have cast Benedict Cumberbatch, I would have been happy to have Pedro Pascal, the guy who played the Viper on Game of Thrones. I think he would have been great. Cumberbatch. If you haven't seen the BBC Sherlock, stop what you're doing, quit your job, go watch it. It's very good. This is where Hades is, if I recall correctly. I feel like pretty much certain that we're gonna beat this tomorrow. Very close to the end game. Yeah, I hear you, Mega Man. I think they're going to be very careful with Black Panther, and I think they'll do him justice. It's such a cool character. Yeah, I enjoyed Ant-Man. I thought it was a fun movie. We want to have immunity to Shadow. We can get it. He's immune. Let's see if we can make some other people immune. Shadow damage reduced by 50%. I'd like it to be immune or absorbed. This is a very tough boss fight that we're about to do. Hades, his shtick is that he hits you with Doomsday, which does a bunch of shadow damage. And he hits you with almost every status effect in the game. He does that in a couple other Final Fantasy games too. So you want to, 1, be immune to shadow damage. Take reduced shadow damage, and you have to go with reduced, I guess. I don't think we have any helmets that can do it. Still checking now. Yeah, it's as good as it's gonna get, I think. Pumice piece might make you immune, right? Absorbs Holy and Shadow. Okay, so we can equip that on 2 people. They can both be immune. Then let's get rid of everybody's fancy stuff that we usually want to have on them, just so we can give them all the status effect protections. Try to keep auto haste on them if possible, because it's very strong. Okay, I know for a fact that he uses Confuse. I've died to it before. Pretty sure he uses the body temp thing too. Does he not have access to... Okay, he already has it. Body temp. Clear-headed. Already has antibody. Do loudmouth. Body temp. He doesn't have clear-headed, that's bad. Can we give it to him? Well, no, I'll just go ahead and fight him. This is where you need to get in, like, what is it, 13 hours to get the Excalibur 2? You make it to Hades and you beat him in the only like officially game-sanctioned speedrunner in a Final Fantasy. They should have turned Infinity War into like a mini-series and just made it into a TV show. Like I said, their plan feels like it's untenable. They can't have this many crazy characters and this many stories fit in a 2.5-hour story. This is a secret boss. This is the more tolerable secret boss. Ozma is the one that's basically impossible. You can totally beat Hades on a first try, though. You get Hunter's Chance, which is a really cool song it plays. I will give to anyone in chat, is anyone opposed to hearing a Civil War spoiler? There's no one opposed to it, then I don't. Ouch. Holy shit, that is nasty. Oh. Oops. She has auto life, I forgot. But she wasted it there. Hey, Chaos. They'll probably have the guy playing Bucky, Winter Soldier, they'll have him play Captain America. Oh, you missed. I just asked if it was okay. We don't know if that's what they're going to do in the movie version. I'm just saying this is what happened in the comics, like, how many years ago was Civil War? It was a while ago. This comic came out. Recast Aura on Dagger. Use Zidane as my main source of damage. That doesn't really do us any good if she's already dead, does it? Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do it. He keeps charging up Doomsday. I don't know if there's a way for me to get rid of the Reflect. There's a Reflect Null skill you can get at some point. No. That's part of where I think they're going to have to do a reboot. Remember, does Hades have anything worth stealing? No, probably not, especially if Joss Whedon has anything to say about it. Dude loves killing beloved characters. Curse. I need to have it be Dagger's turn soon. Heal everybody. That's a more recent movie if you can avoid spoiling stuff from those. Probably smart in that case, though. I only saw it a couple weeks ago. Alright, so we don't have enough to cast Cure out. Phoenix down just failed to work out now. Robe of Lords, that must be the fancy one, but I don't have the thing that makes that really easy, unfortunately. Zidane's probably my main damage dealer in the fight, so I don't think I can fight him that way. I gotta do it the hard way. Let's use a Chakra on Dagger for some MP back. Cast Flare again. Nice, minied. Pick him up. Now it's gonna reflect. What a dick. Someone's gonna die from BB's Flare. Yeah, right, Vihan? It doesn't happen. Where's he hitting? Comrades? Yeah, right. My wife is not a fan of those kinds of movies. She cannot get behind sad movies. Glad she's missing out. I'm a big fan. That'd be cool chaos. Like in subreddits. Yeah, no. There's a couple of those I haven't seen, but I'm trying to avoid looking at chat. No, I forgot that he still has that turned on, doesn't he? Shit. No, maybe he's gonna kill somebody else. Himself. Okay, yeah. Auto life, I think. Doesn't have any procs. Elixir Dagger, get all our MP back. Go back to spamming focus, I guess, for now. Hey, Doomsday. This might kill Dagger. Never seen The Departed. Heard good things though. Look at that. Full mana. You cast Reflect on yourself again before Flare lands, I'm gonna be so mad. I think that Flamo's special ability when he's Trance lets him give auto life and regen to everybody, which is pretty strong. Cool, sounds good, Cass. All party members, all enemies. All enemies. Let's do Aura everybody, that sounds fantastic. Crap. Yeah, if I had Reflect Null, it wouldn't be a problem, but fortunately. Hey, I think we just won. Okay. Victoire. We got about 25 more minutes of Final Fantasy 9. We're not going to beat it, but we're going to come close. Save the queen, you just end up holding on to, I think. That's right. That's how you learn arc. We don't need any of these other things. Yeah, look at that. Arc. Cool. Alright, so y'all get stuff. Long reach might be good in the long run, actually. Go back to the save point and then get my equipments back up. He's doing great, Yahan. How you been? Yahan and Vihan are brothers in Finland. And a delightful duo. Equip all this shit. Although, you know, I guess we could just keep it on. I mean, we're slightly less efficient in combat, but we're also like less likely to get murdered in combat, so I will take the less likely to be murdered. Save again. Sean Bean survives Silent Hill. Like how everyone disagrees with that statement. Are you watching BattleBots 2? Nice, Yahan. Awesome. We'll probably re-equip half MP on everybody and nothing else. Do that after this fight. You want to see the ultimate summon, you'll see maybe Vivi will kill this thing. Ultimate summon, if you're alt tab, you might want to tab in. If you're a comic book fan who's not caught up on your comic books or your movies from the last 10 years or so, you might want to look at chat for a little bit. You guys in the same place, Vihan? That's the airship we fought earlier. Remember it was called Ark? Now it's like a giant robot. We got a robot. I think he was the one that dropped the first pumice piece, and we got the other one from the Chocobo game, probably. Cutscene, holy shit. You know, what are the needs of the many in the face of the needs of the few? All that to do slightly more damage than Zidane does with one attack. Excited for the Shirton version. Really cool cutscene though. Yeah, Sephiroth has the most ridiculous ability in the history of Final Fantasy. Look at Sephiroth's Supernova attack. Yeah, Materia Keeper. I can hear that. Chaos, absolutely. Now let's go at least fight the next Guardian. I think we have time to do that. Maybe trundle back to the save point. I really want her to have MP. Him too. Usually when I beat, I'll like intentionally let Sephiroth use that skill because it's funny to watch. But if you don't intentionally let him do it. He'll just knights the round and kill him in one hit. Command locking was a neat concept. Hey, welcome back, Leon. Here's the next Guardian. Don't know what to expect, but I did just save, so we should be okay. Oh, sure, Sanguine. Thank you. Miss. Who earns? I'm trying to hear that. Okay, so he does use body temp abilities. Maybe so immune? Yes. Made the correct decision. I personally play Paragon. My wife is very renegade. Oh god, I'm sorry, Andrea. You're supposed to be home by now, or close to it. There's still storms out there or something? AMA 4483 is my wife. Cast some water on yourself. Really good. Gotcha. That'd be sucky if that happens, Andrea. They're waiting on weather to pass before they could leave, then the pilot was like, well, my hours are over, so I'm leaving. Probably good regulations. You don't want to have super tired pilots. That's like in... Oh, that's in an hour for you, right, Andrew? You're in O'Hare? Chi-Town? Yeah, 100% agree with you, Andrea. Don't let pilots fly for more than a certain amount of time. Yep, it's good that it's on the way back. They're just depriving me of kitty time, those bastards. She's gonna get further ahead of me sitting at the airport listening to Name of the Wind. She has the book on tape. I got about 80% of the way through it, around chapter 70 or so. Right, Andrew. Oh, it's really not your fault. I mentioned earlier that if there's any reason Andrea doesn't get the job, it won't be her fault. She's definitely qualified for it and deserving. She's got her car at the airport for exactly that reason. Because the thought was she was going to get home during stream, and I'd already taken a lot of time off. But I could always take, well, yeah, we can make it work. Oh, that's right, when it's on short, sometimes it plays little animations. If you missed the crazy, ridiculous 3-minute summon animation from before, here's your chance. Summoning an airship that turns into a robot. Not the friendliest robot. Job my wife's applying for is to be a coordinator for a bridge program for the American Physics Society, so it would be working to convince research institutions, primarily universities in the United States, to admit people from a more diverse background. Do things like not cut on GRE scores to let people into their PhD programs. Right now it's full of a lot of privileged rich white men. But like a poor kid like me probably never would have gotten into a physics program, wouldn't have had the resources to get that far. It would be really cool because she would likely be able to actually make a difference. So it's not just being an optimist, but actually having the power to do something. I just beat Hades, Thomas. I might backtrack after this Kraken fight. Well, we'll see. There's probably a save point not too far ahead of me. Hey, Ben. Cat's on stream again. He's here under the pretense of snuggling, but really what's going on is he wants to be fed. I'm actually gonna feed him when I switch games to Mass Effect 2. Pretty good when there's multiple targets. Yes, Ben? You decided that you're gonna, like, usually what he does is he like goes and like knocks things off of shelves. He doesn't come here and like sit on my chest and start purring happily. So I think he's trying a new tactic to get me to feed him. Try to keep him from rubbing his face on the microphone. Hey, buddy. Hey, let me mute you there, buddy. Oh, that sounds awesome, Chaos. I think I saw the Plague Knight DLC at PAX. I didn't know they added a Spectre Knight. And it's like, do you get like special levels or something when you're playing him, or is it you play the whole game that way? Oh yeah, Kami? Sounds like they're going to announce stuff. It is... I'm sorry to bring bad news, but Apex has a ridiculous travel schedule coming up soon. He's going to be flying to one country and then immediately flying to another country and then immediately flying to another country, so it is likely Final Fantasy XIV won't continue on stream until maybe even after 3.1 launches. But at least we'll have some continuity of content there. We'll go straight from beating Heavensward into checking out the new 3.1 stuff, instead of beating Heavensward and then taking a long break and then coming back into it. Gotcha. Let me know what cool stuff comes out of it. So far I've had some good luck with watching the the 14 subreddit, usually someone will post a spoiler-free summary of just like the mechanics and stuff they're adding. But yeah, he's gonna have a good time. Big deal for me. I figure the game's not going anywhere. We'll get to it when we can get to it. We'll get done eventually. We're not playing on Saturday. That's not available. Also, I don't think we could because we'd have to grind about a full level from 59 to 60. That's probably going to take about 3 out of the 4 hours. Yeah, when schedules allow. Matt's in a particularly tricky situation because he's like about to move to California and he's got a job at Lawrence Livermore Laboratory. So it's about to be an even crazier time for him coming up here soon. Hey, Zaneri. I'm glad that I don't have a higher resolution webcam, or you'd see the fact that I'm just like completely covered in cat hair now from him sitting on my chest. We've got about 7 minutes left. We can make it to the next save point before time. I think it's the next boss. It's either the next boss or the crystal version of the next boss that's a random encounter in the final area that's... Yeah, there's a save point. Perfect. I don't think I'm going to get to the next spot in Final Fantasy IX if I move forward. Like, I'm going to go way over time if I do, so I think I'm going to stop here. I'll take my quick 5-minute break to feed the cats and switch games to Mass Effect and all that. We'll start Mass Effect 2 a couple minutes early. Yeah, right, Spiky? Yeah, I hear you, Chaos. It's nice, though, because it, you know, gives them a chance to iterate on the later content. So the game's not going anywhere. Let me set up the BRB. I'll be back in 4 or 5 minutes. Let me feed the cats and get the game switched over. We'll see you soon.